What is up, guys? Mark Griffin here. Today I'll be showing you how tennis balls can improve your Ollie. Now, Ollies are something I have struggled with ever since I started taking up skating a few years ago. I've always found bowl and mini ramp riding to be something that came a lot easier to me. I learned the tricks a lot faster than I did the Ollie or anything street skating related. But recently, I've decided that I really need to improve my Ollie. I want to learn some basic street skating skills. At the very minimum, to have a decent Ollie, a kickflip, shove-its, and be able to Ollie up and down ledges and maybe even some small stairs. So today, I'm going to be doing a tennis ball hack that I hope will improve my Ollies, and maybe it can help yours as well. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, so in front of me I have these tennis balls. Now these are really cheap tennis balls. I think all up for this little set it was around $3 or so. So really cheap. But maybe at home you might even have some old tennis balls, so you might not have to pay anything at all. Okay, so we've got 5 here. I only need 4 for our purposes. I'll set that aside. I also bought this cutter. So this is one of those craft cutters. It should be sharp enough to cut through the tennis ball. Let's go ahead and open these up. We've got our cutter here. This is the type of cutter I'm going to be using today. Back that way. I've got my skateboard here. I actually ride with wheels a little bit bigger than most people. These are 56mm wheels because I like to ride the bowl and transition a lot more than I like street skating. So typically I've always had bigger wheels. I've even had wheels as big as 60mm, but I settled on 56 because it did allow me to at least practice my Ollies and street stuff a little bit when I wanted to. I only have one slight concern. It looks like this tennis ball is barely bigger than my wheels. Definitely this tennis ball will go over your normal street wheel, which could be as small as 50 to 52mm. But yeah, my wheels are big, so we'll go ahead and let's see if this fits on my big 56mm wheels. So to start with, let's make a cut here. I'm going to make a small cut and see if I can get it to fit over. If it's not big enough, we'll just widen the cut. Now, one thing my dad always taught me when cutting things with a knife or scissors to cut away, and definitely if you're using something as sharp as this, just be careful, guys. Okay, so I've made a hole about this big. Let's see if that's enough to fit over my wheel. Not even close. Okay, I've made a cut now. Looks like we're about halfway around this ball. I don't want to go too much more than this because I think it's not going to stay on if I do that. Let's try and fit it now. Okay, mission success. So my wheels are big, so I had to make a big cut. I'd say I cut maybe just over halfway around the whole tennis ball, if you can see that. But it's fitting pretty snug. It looks good. Yeah, and I don't think that's going to be going anywhere. That looks pretty secure. I think for you guys with smaller wheels, you wouldn't need to cut it as big. Yeah, but I'm happy with that. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and make the rest of the cuts, fit them on. Then we can start testing this out. Yes, all right. Look at that. I think that looks fantastic, guys. We've got 4 tennis balls on the wheels, so I think we're ready to give this a test spin. Let's see if my Ollies magically get better. Okay guys, so I've finished the tennis ball hack. It's looking pretty good. It's on the board right here. If you want to check that out. Everything is in place. I'm just going to set up the tripod right here on my patio and I'm going to do some Ollies and see if it helps me. Now, keep in mind, I'm really bad at Ollies, so don't expect anything too much. but at least for myself, I'll be able to gauge if it's making it easier for me to practice or not.
Phone lights up, but it's never you. I can't help but feel so lonely. I know there's things that I can't undo. I'm falling apart so slowly. Come alive when we're faded. The summer nights that we're chasing. Want this feeling to last forever, forever. I know it's hard for you to stay, but I can make it another day without you, without you.
Okay, so I think that worked pretty well. I'm actually really happy with that. I've borrowed someone's skate trainers in the past, which is something similar, but actually is a little bit expensive. That's why I wanted to do this tennis ball hack. And more or less the tennis balls work in the same way. So again, don't judge me because my ollies are really bad. But for me, I found it definitely helped when I was practicing trying to get my technique. I'm gonna enlist my kids, or at least Ryder, who's much better than me, and let's see if it helps him. Ryder, what do you think? You think it's gonna help your ollie?
Maybe.
Maybe. We're gonna swap it over and then let's see if it helps Ryder.
Phone lights up, but it's never you. I can't help but feel so.
Okay, so I mean, that looked like he did pretty good. He was doing those tricks pretty easy, especially the backside 180 and the shove its. Looked like he was doing it pretty easy.
I put on, it was hard. Then when I ollie, it was a bit easy. I did ollie and shove it 180 and shove it. I think it can make me learn faster.
Okay, so far so good. I definitely think that these tennis balls can help. I mean, mostly because it makes it more stable. For myself, just setting up, I was able to do more ollies in the same amount of time, if that makes sense. Because the balls make it stable, so you're not always fidgeting on the board, it's not rolling. And I could see that with Ryder as well. He was just able to set up and do those tricks. And obviously landing is easier as well because the board's not rolling away from you. So we've got one more person for this test. This is Arya. Obviously Arya is the youngest. She's only 4 years old. So let's see if it can help her. For her at 4 years old, a lot of it is the stability. So let's see if it actually helps her. She's in the very beginning stages of the ollies. So I think this could also be really helpful for someone who's a complete beginner.
I know there's things that I can't undo. I'm falling apart so slowly. Come alive when we're faded. The summer nights that we're chasing. Want this feeling to last forever.
I like it because it was fun.
Okay, awesome. So overall, I am really, really happy with that. It cost only a few dollars. It took me only a few minutes to set up the whole thing. It's easy to take on and off. And I think just from my own practice and looking at it for the kids, I think it definitely can help, especially if you're just learning. But I can see this even if you're an advanced skater and you wanted to try something new, like tray flips or varial flips or 3 shoves or anything really. I can still see this system helping a lot if you don't have a lot of space and you want to do it at home. So I would say that this is definitely a success. And guys, if you have any questions about how to make this, the process, or anything else, just leave it in the comments. But yeah, I'm super happy. I think for our first hack, tip, and tutorial, this went really, really well. Now also, before I forget, I'm still also doing my backflip everyday challenge, and we're already up to day number 9. So today, I'm going to be doing it off the mini ramp in the garage. If you watched yesterday's episode, you would have known I kind of chickened out because I thought the garage ceiling was too low. But when I look back on the footage of the backflip, I'm like 95% certain there's no way I can hit the ceiling. So I'm going to make good on my promise of yesterday, do my backflip on the mini ramp in the garage, and that will complete day 9 of my backflip everyday challenge. So let's try now and hopefully everything goes well. Whew, okay. So, day number 9 is done. I did the backflip, had a little bit of a stumble off to the right side, but it's okay, it still counts. And I'm a little bit tired today, so I think just the one attempt is gonna be enough. But that's it for today. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That is day 9 of the backflip challenge, done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed the tennis hack tutorial for the ollies. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if any of you guys wanna try something similar, or if you have any questions about the tennis hack, let me know. Also, if you have any ideas about where else I can do my backflip challenge, again, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until tomorrow, see you next time.